And we are go.
Yeah. Roll the funny stuff.
Hey, yeah. This is Critical Intent, where we critique all things geek with deadly intent. We honor the best and blast the rest right into the sun where they belong. I'm Jademinion.
And I'm the cracker.
So today I think we're going to start off with a new segment we're calling the First Five. First Five is where we review the first 5 episodes of a series with critical intent to see if it can survive. Oh. There we go. To see if it can survive or get blasted into the sun, never to be heard of again. Oh, yeah. So, this first 5 is Akame Kill. And, this was a recommendation for us to review. Quite a few of the shows we've been talking about have gone into a deep slumber, especially, Goodbye Samurai Jack, that'll never come around again, most likely.
Sadness.
Yeah, and so we're gonna try a little something new. So we got Akame Kill. Neither one of us had seen any of it until the past week or so, and we decided to go through the first 5 episodes and see what we think. So start off maybe with the basic premise of the show. What did you think about it?
Honestly, I enjoyed it. I wanted to go past the 5 episodes, and it was really hard for me not to. But I knew if I kept on going, I wouldn't be able to keep up with what episode and probably go too far ahead. So I just watched the 5 episodes. But I wanted to see more.
Yeah, I think it had a really especially the first episode. I think was had a really interesting twist that I was not expecting. That kind of drew me into it and made me want to see a little bit more. It was starting off with the kind of young, plucky adventurer wandering around, slaying monsters. It's not really a very original idea at the start. And so I was just kind of like, oh, okay, well, all right, we'll see where this goes. But, I wasn't really feeling it at first.
You start off thinking that he's this great swordsman because he just slayed this demon like it was nothing. And then comes to turn out, he really ain't shit.
Yeah.
Because we get some real fighters show up. And
Yeah.
may I say, the story moved along really fast. Like, we didn't have to wait for this whole story build-up bullshit before we got to some real shit. Like, within the first 5 minutes of the first episode, it kicks off, and it really doesn't even stop.
Yeah, no,
Keeps up.
I think, the whole, him walking into the town for the first time and being, a hick in the big city, kind of wandering around, staring up at the big buildings and stuff, and then getting scammed like his first, hour in town, basically.
Right.
He's like, oh, here's some money. Is this enough for you to help me? Oh, yeah, sure, that's enough. I'll be right back. I was like, come on, dude, really?
Right. That waiter could have spoke up a little sooner.
Right. He probably didn't want to get his ass kicked. He was like, I could help dude out, but then I might get stabbed. Because the way that city was run, it seemed like if you knew the right people, you could just kill anybody you wanted. So I could see him not wanting to, step in if he didn't know what was going on,
Yeah. I could totally understand that.
Especially you're in a bar, that's where, you could have all kinds of undesirables show up. But I think it started off interesting for me, but then as the episodes went on, I started to actually lose interest. And part of the reason was the characters are just really cookie cutter anime, where it's like anime kind of follows these certain, tropes, but this one just took it to like the next level where it's like you have these rules of generic anime where everybody has to be super unique. There can be nothing in common whatsoever between any of the characters. Everybody's got different color hair. Everybody's got different hairstyles. It's like no one's even the same height. Like, how is it possible that you put a room of people, like you have a group of people, 5, 6 people, and not one of them is anywhere close to the same height? And then they all have like their color combination coordination, which is okay, if that's, I mean, I get that, Power Ranger style or whatever, where you have, everybody's got their favorite color or whatever, and they go with that scheme. But there has to be something underneath that. And I really did not get any kind of sense of any of those characters being real people. Like, they kind of forced the backstory. I did notice. Go ahead.
I did notice that it seemed like every character was cut and paste from other animes and then thrown into the story.
Yeah. I mean, you got, although, like, the super gay knight dude was kind of funny. He's the only one I think I actually liked. Because he was kind of unique just in that he was, like, super full of himself, but, like, not, like, cartoonishly so, where you could actually believe, like, yeah, this dude just loves himself and is, like, trying to be cool all the time just for the sake of being cool. But, like...
And is totally badass.
Yeah. But, like, the glasses chick, like, oh, we got the super klutzy chick who somehow is really good at killing people even though she can't even keep her glasses on her face. Like, how does that work? I don't know.
She fights with giants.
Right, how does she not cut her own arm off with those giant scissors, as klutzy as she is? But okay, alright, fine. Then you got super, like, emo chick who barely says a word, and then all of a sudden she's, like, super happy, and then, like, not saying a word again. Like, her character, there's no depth at all. It's just, oh, I had a really bad childhood and I don't talk a lot. Okay, well, thanks for that. Like, alright.
And then you got the real bitchy, the classic bitch one. There's always a bitchy one.
Yeah, and usually the bitchy one is like super super small and like kind of borderline pedophilic, where she's like,
yeah.
But here's the problem too, is that every single female character in this show has the exact same size chest. They all have double D's, and they're exact same size, exact same shape, and they're always like bouncing around. And I'm like, I'm not usually very harsh about like fan service in anime where they just show boobs and underwear and shit for no reason. Like I'm not usually that hard on that. Like I like it like here and there. It's kind of it can. If it's done well with the story, it can be kind of fun. And, like, I love High School of the Dead, for example. Like, that's nothing but fan service. But the story is really good, and the characters even are unique and interesting. But, like, every single one of these characters was just filling an archetype, and I did not get any sense that there was any depth behind any of them. Like, what's their motivation? Oh, I was recruited as a kid, and I killed people, so now I just keep killing people. Oh, I had a really bad childhood, and I killed people. Oh, I had a friend, and her boyfriend tried to choke her, so I killed people. It's like, is that really it? Like, that's like it's like every person had the exact same motivation for being an assassin, which was some bad shit happened to me years ago, and it involves some bad people, so I want to kill those bad people. Not a single one of them.
Except for, again, the gay dude. The gay dude was part of the military of the capital and saw the evil and left.
Well, but see, they don't even show that. Different. They tell you that. But I'm sure when they actually show it, it's going to be he was in the squad, and then one of his squad mates got out of line, and some dude above him decided to just kill him for no reason, and it was his best friend, so he decided, oh, I'm going to kill people. Like, it's everybody's story is the fucking same. It's just a little twist to it. And I was enjoying it like the first two episodes. I'm like, okay, but then it just became so predictable, and like that little talisman thing that he has with him, of course it's going to end up being one of the 48 ancient Tegu weapons that's unique and super like powerful. And cuz why else would he have this crazy artifact that they keep randomly zooming in on, and like saved his life when the girl tried to cut him, and it's supposed to be a one cut, one kill blade, and he's the only one who's ever survived it. Oh, hey, I wonder how he did that. Oh, because he's got some super powerful weapon that he just magically happened to have. Okay, but it doesn't work yet, because I'm sure it's going to be some like crucial, critical moment in the story where he's going to have no choice but to awaken his true. Come on, this shit is like just so cut and paste, and maybe it'll turn around. I'm willing to actually give this a little bit of a chance because the fights were pretty good. Like the way they used their weapons, each weapon's like kind of unique ability. It was kind of interesting. Like I didn't really like the chick with the you get the tiny chick with the ridiculously huge gun. That's been done to death. But I was like, oh, okay, I'll let that slide. But the whole idea of like just
gunslinger much?
yeah, I mean, and super like, and then you get to the fight. Like the best fight in the first 5 episodes is the last one where they fight this crazy dude who can like see the future or whatever with his ability, and the dude is just again a cookie cutter bad guy with like a shitty voice actor. Like the Japanese just love like having evil crazy dudes like repeat themselves and make this weird like crazy laugh. Like, yeah. Like
Yeah.
like all of them have that same evil laugh. They all have that same like like, oh, I wanna say some shit and sound crazy and then grin really big. Like that's it. Like really, give me something interesting, something. You've got this. They teased that that super ice queen with the who destroyed that army or whatever in like 48 hours or whatever they said it was. And they teased her like, oh, she's coming back to the city and you're gonna have to fight her. And all I'm thinking is, okay, she's got the ice powers. The boss like holds her eye every time she thinks about her. Oh, so she must have got her eye stabbed out by that chick. Okay, well that's obvious. And then, oh, if her ice thing is the most powerful one, but there's a bunch of unique ones nobody's heard of, I bet the main character is gonna have some firepower, and he's gonna awaken it just to defeat the ice bitch. Like, I don't know if I'm right, but I'm assuming that like this is just where the shit is going, and I'm not gonna be surprised. So if I do another like 5 episodes and that's where it goes, I'm probably not gonna finish it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it started off well. It was interesting. It was kind of fun, but then the characters, like, I felt like they really didn't go anywhere. There was nobody to really grab onto. I mean, like, if you take this, like, for example, if you, like, compare it to something like Bleach, like another anime where it's like, you have every character has to be super unique. Everybody has their kind of color combination thing going on, but it's not like as direct as it, as it is in this. And you have like everybody's got different weapons, their own special power, and the main character is super powerful for no reason. But Bleach was really interesting because from the very start, like you kind of got a little feeling of who Ichigo was as a person. You got to see his family. You got to see his daily life, kind of who he was. Like he's kind of an asshole. Like back in the what's the name of the anime? Fucking Spirit Gun. What's
Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yeah, like kind of like he was kind of an asshole gangster guy, like Yu Yu Hakusho. But you kind of
you had no choice. You gotta admit, when you wake up every morning and every time you come downstairs, your dad jump kicks you and shit. Like,
yeah, well, yeah.
Off every day.
But see, even that, like, that's something you can point to say, like, that is a part of his character, is that his parents are fucking crazy, his dad's nuts and is always trying to kick the shit out of him every morning. He sees ghosts. He's got depth to his character. What can you tell me about the main character in this show? He
The
had
only
two
thing I can
friends who
tell you
died.
is he's from a farm village that he's trying to save, and he has a sword
Yeah,
and a talisman.
we know nothing about the village except for he came from it and it's far away. And his two friends who he left out with are dead already. So we got no
Yeah,
kind
that was
of,
kind of ruthless.
yeah, we got no kind of like character development from seeing him with his, childhood friends. And then he's like, "Oh, I have to save my city or my town." From what? They don't even explain what he's trying to save his town from. Is there a famine? Did the river run dry? Is there monsters? Like he can kill most
Right.
monsters, so obviously it's not that. But they only show I think the village elder like giving him his little thing before he leaves and nothing else. Like there's no character development at all so far. And I don't know. I really don't think it's gonna get much better, but I'm gonna give it a chance. But I don't know. I think I'm probably more down on it than you are. But I don't know. How do you feel like as far as watching it going forward?
I liked it. I'm not usually too critical on my animes. Like, I figure if I gave Naruto all the attention I did, I figure I can give this one a little more. Because this one's a little more interesting than freaking Naruto. Like,
Which is funny
Naruto
because
fights
I
are
love
great, but
Naruto
just
from the
getting
beginning,
there.
even though it started off like a lot slower than this did.
No, I'm saying, like, I like Naruto. I could just deal without the whole everybody's in love with Sasuke, including Naruto.
Well, yeah. But yeah, I think overall, I mean, I would personally like. I'll give it a chance, but it's not looking good, like for the future, in my opinion.
I like the fact that I didn't have to wait for shit to kick off.
The pacing
But
was pretty good.
I'm with you. If there isn't something that doesn't come out of this within the next 5 episodes or so, I think I'm gonna probably give up on it too. But I might finish it because I've just to see what happens. I've done that plenty of times.
Yeah, I every once in a while I get sucked in just enough that I have to finish it too. But yeah, it won't be anytime soon that I'll watch the next couple episodes because even the fifth episode where they introduce some another cutesy girl with big tits for no reason and a little stuffed animal thing that's probably gonna turn into some giant beast and fucking try to eat people. Like I mean, I didn't care about her either. Like every character they've shown, I'm not interested in. Even the boss. Like the boss is supposed to be all super like, oh she somehow convinced this super assassin chick to join her. Like why? She has no personality whatsoever. All she does is hold her hand out and be like, join us, we're killers. Join us. My hand's out. But
Yeah, I probably won't be watching it to catch up anytime soon.
yeah,
Especially since I got way much other shit to catch up on,
right. Yeah, exactly.
like my 300 stepmod episodes of Game of Thrones.
But yeah, that's Akame Kill. I mean, if I was gonna give it, we should come up with some kind of rating system. Like, I mean, I don't know how I'd rate this.
We could do a 1 out of 10 where 1 is bad and 10 is good.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. I give it. I, how about mm, I don't know. Maybe we give it
A roll of the dice.
yeah. Well, we'll give it a yeah. We'll mark it from a D20 point of view. This is definitely not a crit. That's for sure.
No, it's
I give it a
definitely not a
12.
20.
I give it a solid 12 on a scale of 20. Like I'll watch it. It's not bad, but you know.
I'm gonna have to give it the same thing because that's the same thing I thought when you said D20.
Yeah.
First number that popped in my head was 12, so that's
Well,
what I'm going with.
take it or leave it. I can make a kill. We give it a 12 on a 20. And
Sorry, you're in the sun.
yep, you're gonna have to take it. Goodbye.
We give it a family Kamehameha in the sun.
And then
That's
we can move on to, I don't think I have a good bumper for a Flash, so I'll just do. Let's see.
You could just do I am the Flash. Because I am the Flash.
I'm the Flash because I'm the Flash. Um, I had one, but I don't know where it went. So we'll just do.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Good enough. Flash finale, season finale. I've been watching. It took me a while to get around to watching Flash because I kind of wanted to avoid it, mostly because it's a CW show and they all followed the kind of soap opera format. Which I'm not against soap operas. I mean, actually, I used to watch soap operas when I was homeschooled because there's nothing else on TV, and I kind of got into that, that mentality of that, romance of the week and who's hooking up with who and all that kind of shit, and everybody's beautiful for no reason. Like I
I'm
get,
sorry.
yeah. Well, you get indoctrinated when you're young, and there's not much you can do about it.
Again, I'm sorry.
But like CW, they at least make it interesting because they got superpowers and shit. But this Flash season has been, I think, the best so far, especially with them adding like the multiple Earths and having the Caitlyn with the whole Killer Frost Flashpoint thing going on, and I mean, they kind of added that more last season than this season, but like it really kind of developed more once they finally showed out who or revealed who Savitar is. And I thought from the beginning, the first thing I thought in terms of like how this was all going to end was not what happened at all. So I was
Nope.
actually really happy with the way the story went because I could not predict anything that was going on. It was really well done, and this last episode, man, like
Yes.
we finally get like the whole season has been building up, like almost 2 seasons really has been
Yeah.
building up to possibly will she die, will she survive, and we got our answer. And
Spoiler alert.
yeah, she dies and then she doesn't. Because HR takes her place and redeems himself for really just being comic relief. he steps up.
I liked him though.
I always liked him actually, yeah, because I was when they first revealed that the Wells wasn't really Wells and he was evil. Like when they first revealed that, I was like, oh man, now that he's evil, that means he's not going to be in the show that much longer because they're going to have to get rid of him. And I liked him as an actor just in general, like his character was, and then when they went with the multiple Earth Wells, the other Wells from Earth 1 or Earth, what was it, Earth 2?
Uh, oh yeah,
Yeah,
Earth
Earth
2.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I liked that Wells too, and him having a daughter that's a speedster and all that. Which I was wondering, where the fuck was she during all that?
Yeah, I guess she was just, protecting her own universe.
Yeah, but I mean, they had like it was like all hands on deck. Everybody was trying to help out to save Iris, and she was like nowhere to be found. And Kid Flash didn't seem to care. It wasn't like, hey, it'd be nice to have Jesse Quick around. Nope. She just not
She
mentioned, not
wasn't in the
there.
script, though.
Yeah, right. They just decided like, we got too many speedsters already. I mean, it
Yeah.
was already kind of ridiculous that Savitar was just so much faster than everybody else that he just like ran roughshod over 3 flashes.
Right? Like it would take him seconds to like travel to the other side of the planet. Like a split second. Like poop.
Yeah, it was almost like he was
Almost like a
opening up.
portal.
Yeah, it was like he was opening up boom tubes, like he was fucking Dark Side or some shit.
Right.
But yeah, I think the the
I,
finale, like,
honestly,
go ahead.
I I needed this. The way all of my shows have been ending, I needed this win.
Although,
Yeah, it was sad HR
yeah,
died, but you know, they still accomplished what they had to do and finished the story, but they still left us with oh, what the fuck's gonna happen now?
well, and that's the thing is I kept wondering that, like, as the episode was ending, like, so Savitar, they face off, and he decide Barry has this genius idea to decide, oh, I'm gonna use love. I'm gonna just hug Savitar, and then we'll be friends, and we can save him. And it's like, come on, man, really, you really think that shit was gonna work? Come on, come on, dude.
Right.
He already stabbed Iris, what he thought was Iris, but ended up being HR. He already stabbed her in the heart, and you think he's gonna change now? Like he, like if he was gonna change, it would have been before he skewered her.
Yeah.
But he's super naive, just decides, oh, okay, well. But then, like, it ends up saving, because Vibe modifies the Speed Force gun to get Jay Garrick out. We get OG Flash, showing up again, which was kind of nice with his helmet.
Yeah.
But
You know.
it still didn't really make, like, I didn't understand, or when like I was still like thinking during that whole time. I was thinking like, wait a minute, the newspaper changed, but they only zoomed in on her name, that she was still alive, to write the article, but they didn't look at the headline and remind you that the whole headline was Flash disappears after crazy storm, right? And I think they didn't
Oh,
show that on purpose because everybody would just forget what the headline was, because they always kept focusing on the byline and whose name was on there and who wrote the article.
right.
Because the whole story, the whole reason that newspaper clipping was there in the first place was that Flash disappears. So I started thinking that right after they were sitting on the couch talking about the wedding and everything. I was just like, but isn't there supposed to be something? And then all of a sudden, doom, lightning and shit. And I was like, oh, damn. I was like, I knew it. But it was like like maybe a couple seconds before it happened, I figured out it was going to happen, which was good because, I wasn't like, I didn't see it coming from a mile away.
Yeah. But you also know that eventually they're gonna get him out.
Oh, well, I mean, of course. But I mean, he's the main character of the show. I mean, that's, that goes without saying. But
Right.
But at the same time, like, I like the way that they ended it, like, with, like, okay, everything's good, everything's happy, we saved the day, Savitar's gone, everything's cool, and then, um, oops, now he's trapped in the Speed Force. And,
Right.
although I gotta say, I don't understand why he destroyed the Savitar armor. Like, I get that he didn't want to become Savitar, but that armor was still fucking useful. You could have, given it to, Kid Flash, or,
But you gotta
modified it.
remember their luck though, man. Every time they take a piece of something that belongs to somebody, they always end up getting that shit back.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they took the Philosopher's Stone and gave it back, and that ended up being the thing that kept him from getting stuck in the the Speed Force to begin with, which
Right.
is kind of
And he
nice.
had both Captain Cold's gun and you know, his partner, his gun too, and they both ended up with it back and shit. Like everybody's weapons, even Jay Garrett got his helmet back. They
Yeah,
can't
right.
keep shit.
But well, I was gonna ask too. I don't know if I missed it or if it was one of the crossover things that I didn't see. But when did when did Captain Cold die? Because they were talking about like he went back into time to get him because he had died.
He's in EC Legends of Tomorrow,
Ah, okay. And he dies in that.
and yeah,
Okay. I
which is
hadn't.
a fairly good show if you want to give a show a chance. It's on its third season, but there's 2 of them on Netflix. So
Yeah, I was thinking about watching it, but I got other shit to do, and like it didn't seem all that great. But
it's pretty good. I've been watching it.
yeah, I mean, like
It's a,
I haven't even
it's a
watched
pretty good
Arrow,
little.
and Arrow, like Felicity Smoke's ass is fucking like magnetic, and I haven't been watching that, so I'll watch Arrow before I
It's a
watch
totally
that.
different thing, though, man. Watching Arrow is like watching a soap opera.
Yeah,
Like you kind of get tired of everybody's issues and shit. You just like, come on, really.
yeah,
But
that's
like
true.
in this, like you're starting to get some different. Like it starts out with Captain Cold and his partner, and what's the guy's name that they fuse together and become a superhero?
Oh yeah, yeah, I can't remember the name, but
Well, it's
I know who you're
him, and
talking
then you
about.
got
Yeah.
the Atom, and then now you got, which we found out was a grandson of one of the original JSA characters who now could turn his body into full metal. You got a League of Assassins assassin on the team, and then now you got Vixen, who joined after the JSA episodes. So like their teams get some different characters you're not used to seeing all the time.
Okay. Yeah, I might
And
check it
Vixen,
out now
that
that
was
Flash is done anyway. Between now and Game of Thrones coming out, like I got other shit to, I got some room in my schedule for catching up on some stuff. But yeah, I think
yeah.
that's pretty much all I feel about Flash. Like, I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to say, but I thought it
Just
was
a
good.
quick overview. It was a great season. Like
Yeah,
we had the enemy that went out through the whole season, plus we had a few of the enemy of the week deals, which were good episodes. Like we got uh um Killer Grog.
yep.
We got a couple
Gorilla Grodd,
episodes with
yeah,
him again, and they were good episodes. And a few other people, but yeah, I like the whole season overall, and it ended well, and it makes you want to watch the next season. Well, it did me, anyways.
yeah. I think so too. So from that, we'll move on. I think. What else we got? Oh, I just wanted to mention the Game of Thrones trailer is out. Not much to talk about besides how badass the fucking dragons are. Like those things grow
Oh,
fast as fuck.
and me, man. I've always been a lover of dragons.
Oh yeah. I mean they like. Oh, that the whole next season should just the next 2 seasons is just gonna be a giant fucking like murder fest. Just
Yeah, I gotta catch
dragons
up
and
through
White
all of these.
Walkers and Knights Watchmen and just people just slashing and burning and coming back to life and oh man, it's gonna be great. I'm really
And
excited about
somehow
that.
the Lannisters survive.
Right? Always there's a Lannister somewhere fucking shit up.
But you gotta love little Lannister.
Oh, Tyrion's the MVP. He was, I mean, even like before the show even began, because I had read all the books before the show started. The first thing
Uh,
I said was, man, if they get Tyrion right, this show is gonna like go huge. It's gonna be huge because he was like the one of the coolest characters I've ever read in a book, and the fact that they pulled him off in the show, although in the show like the only difference really between him in the book and in the TV show is that he's really ugly in the book and what's his name, Peter Dinklage is actually a good looking dude, and
Space pads.
when they gave him the scar from the battle in the book, like it's a really gruesome scar that makes him even uglier than he was before, but in the show they just gave him a little cosmetic thing, which it makes sense because they're not going down the same path as the books. But
Right.
the cool thing about this new season coming is that most of it, nobody knows what's going to happen because they've reached the point where they've gone beyond what the books have released. Because the George R. R. Martin keeps delaying the books, and the newest book was supposed to come out, I think, last winter, and then he pushed it, and it was supposed to come out this spring, and then they pushed it, and maybe it'll come out this year, maybe. And then there's supposed to be one more book after that, but it might end up being two more books the way this dude writes. So the whole show is absolutely going to be over before the books are out. So the books, most likely, the story is going to be completely different than the show by the time it's done, which I think is cool because then you have a kind of multiverse thing going on that you can play around with.
Unless he's just being lazy and just letting the writers do it for him so he doesn't have to.
Nah, it'll be different because it's already so different. It's kind of like Walking Dead, where like Walking Dead has gone a completely different direction than the comics, and like there's no real turning back now. But Walking Dead is still way far ahead of in the comics than it is on the show. Like the show will probably never catch up to the comics if the comics keep going. I mean, in the comics right now, it's like Negan is in jail, and it's like 20 years later, and Carl is like becoming a blacksmith, and like it's like they're a good like 3 seasons ahead if you count the comics in terms of seasons. They're probably like 3 seasons ahead of the show in the comics where the show is right now. So,
Damn.
but yeah, I just wanted to mention the Game of Thrones trailer is out. It's epic. It's hype. Check it out. But more importantly, I think just because I got a lot to say about it, Star Trek Discovery trailer is also out. There's another trailer, like a teaser before this one, but there's been a lot of people talking about this, and a lot of people hating on both sides. Specifically, there's a lot of people saying that there's, I believe the term white genocide was used in some articles talking about how there's no white people in space now because, like, they got the Asian female captain who's passing down a new ship to a black female captain who apparently her entire crew, as, you know, people pointed out, is either alien or non-white. And there were a lot of people complaining about it, and then other people complaining that people were complaining about it. And
Of course.
you know, yeah, it's, you know, everybody's got their opinion on shit, and everybody's, you know, pissed off and outraged about something or another, you know, here and there. You know, everybody's got an excuse to be
How
pissed
dare
off.
you have an opinion about this? That's
Right.
not mine.
Right? My opinion is the only opinion that matters.
Right, you should
Convert or
have
die.
it too.
But I think,
You know what's funny? You said that, dude. Like, not one time during that trailer did I ever think that. Like, I didn't even see it that way at all.
yeah, and the thing is, I didn't see it that way, but after finding out, like, after reading what everybody was pissed off about and what the whole thing was about, I started to really think about it, and I realized both sides have a point. And one of the problems is, yes, Star Trek has always been about diversity. Like, every cast has been diverse. They've always had, you know, I mean, it was the first show to have, like, a black female actress, like, as a lead, like, as a serious character, a recurring character on TV back in the 60s with TOS. So, like, they've got a history of, you know, of moves like this where, I mean, you've got, like, if we just take a look at this picture of the original series cast. Now, we've got bombshell blonde for no reason, who nobody remembers her because she was shit character. We've got Bones, the Doctor, McCoy. We've got Spock. We've got Sulu. We've got Uhura, and we've got Kirk. Now, this is a pretty male-heavy cast, but we've got an Asian, we've got a black woman, and we've got a Russian dude, and we've got, like, an Irish guy. And then, like, your typical John Wayne-esque kind of manly man as the captain with Kirk. So, you know, it's, diversity is a part of this, but it's not the point. Like it just this is I think my problem with Discovery, which is that they're making it diverse as a point, as a focus, as if it needs to be so. When I feel that Star Trek before made a point to make race and gender not an issue at all, to the point where you didn't even think about it. Now, if
Right.
you're going to have a female captain giving a ship to another female captain, and every person on the ship is alien or basically a beta male, this is the problem, which is that there is not a single drop of masculinity to be found in this cast. And this is where I think the other side has a point. Because it's not just about the fact that there's no white male lead or whatever, like in, Enterprise or, I mean, Deep Space Nine, had the first black captain, and
And then Voyager
nobody,
had the first female.
yeah, nobody gave shit to Deep Space Nine for having a black captain. People didn't like Voyager, and some people didn't like Voyager because of the female captain. But here was the thing about Voyager. Voyager was not a good show. It just wasn't until Seven of Nine showed up. And while 7 of 9 was a lot of like, this fucking picture won't load right. Let's see. Here we go. So here's the problem. If you just look at this cast for Voyager, okay, you've got one seemingly strong male, and that's Chakotay. And he's a security officer.
And he was Native American.
Right. Native American security officer, but you had at least one kind of traditionally strong male character. Paris
Right.
was just kind of like there. Like he wasn't really like weak, but he wasn't really strong. He was just a dude.
He was the manly man, but he was the mechanic guy who just liked the manly things.
Yeah, but he didn't really like come off as like really that manly. Like he wasn't fighting a lot, he wasn't like, aggressive in any way. Like Chakotay wasn't aggressive, but he was a man's man, like he was really kind of like he had that presence, like yeah, like, like you could kind of
he was the one all the females always came after in the episodes.
Right.
Most of the time.
And this is the problem with Discovery, is that Discovery seems to think that they can get away without having a man's man on the show. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think this entire series is going to fail the same way Voyager failed, because Voyager had a man's man in Chakotay and maybe Paris here and there, but Chakotay was in very few episodes. He had very few like leading situations or anything important going on with him.
He was always the one that was there when she got out of hand, though. That's when he was mostly around. When she started PMSing, and he'd be like, "Yo, chill out."
Well, like if you just look at, so here's the Discovery, one of the Discovery pictures I found. Now you've got the only manly thing you see in this picture is the evil guy, the Klingon, big buff looking strong dude who, looks cool. You might want to cosplay as him if you got some, some swole action going on.
That would be a good cosplay too.
Right.
That's a good costume.
And, that's something that, men who look up to strong men would like to see. But guess what? Look at this fucking second officer alien dude. Super beta male. Most likely is going to be actually written as gay, because you have to have at least one gay person in every show on television. It's a minimum. And
that's how it seems.
Which I want to make it clear, because some people might be listening to this and don't know me in real life. I don't give a fuck like who you want to fuck. Like, to each his own. But this whole having a gay or a female like as a quota on a show is stupid. Like, there doesn't always have to be one of everybody on a show. It's artificial. And that's how Discovery comes off to me, which is the casting seems completely artificial just to make things look diverse, to give them some. Because, I mean, think about all the. I don't know if you've seen any, like random articles pop up or anything, like, in magazines and shit about it. But everything I see is about, oh, this diverse cast. Oh, they've got a black captain. Oh, they've got an Asian captain. Oh, they've got a diverse cast. Diverse, diverse, diverse. That's the only information I've gotten about this show is the cast is super diverse and the Klingons look different. Like, that's the only information you find. If you search for Star Trek, let's do a little test right now. I'm gonna search Star Trek Discovery just by itself and see what the top searches are. Okay, after like Wikipedia, IMDb, let's see. Okay, let me go to the second page. Okay, people complaining about it being delayed. Okay. For alt-right trolls, Star Trek Discovery is an unsafe space. See, already talking about diversity and politics shit. Release date. Cast. Oh, under fire for not casting enough white dudes. First look here and it's gorgeous. So there's a couple of things here talking about like, oh, it looks really pretty and here's the cast. But there's nothing about the actual story.
Yeah, there's actually one thing here that I looked up that says, hold on a second. Plot unknown, described as new Star Trek series. That's it.
Yeah. And even watching the trailer, you don't know what the fuck is going on. All you know is something to do with the Klingons. And somehow the main character or the main captain who's half black is also half Vulcan. So okay.
I feel bad for this character, this actor, because she gave up Walking Dead for this.
Oh yeah, I honestly I would say that, especially because this is CBS. I think this lasts 2 seasons and then it's gone. I mean, just based on the trailer, I'm not really that interested. Just plot-wise alone, there's nothing in the plot that makes any sense to me that I'm interested in.
I was interested at first when I found out it was Michelle Yeoh. I've always been a fan of Michelle Yeoh, and it's good to see her on American TV because you don't ever see her on American TV.
Yeah.
So
but
that was
most
nice.
likely,
I thought that was cool.
But most likely, she's only going to be in the first couple episodes, passing off a new ship. So
right, and then like you said, there's no like masculine dudes, like no one there to keep shit in line. Like all you see is like all the female cast all the time, and the C-3PO alien character dude.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
and then you get all the scenes with the black captain are always her emasculating some dude who's on her ship.
I mean,
no, fuck that. I don't care what you think. I'm gonna do what I want because I'm the captain and I'm black and I'm female.
Right? Get in your place because I'm not going to the kitchen. You're going to the kitchen. Say,
right? Don't make me peel your potatoes.
Like, this isn't the best, like, picture, but, like, we got this helmsman here, super generic-looking black dude with some kind of, like, I don't know, symbiote thing on his face or whatever the fuck that is on his ears. I don't know. And then we got that weird alien-looking dude who apparently senses death. Like, how do you genetically modify somebody to sense death?
Not even that. How come he looks like an engineer from Alien?
Right.
Or Mr. Manhattan, like.
Yeah, like it's like I hope I don't end up seeing this dude's dick in the first episode because that's where I feel like things are going.
Right.
I've had enough blue dicks, thank you.
I can't stand up to an animated character because he's ridiculously huge for no reason.
But and not only that, but CBS has this trend of making kind of sterile shows. Like, they have the CSIs and the stuff where they're always in the same set, and like even just looking at the color on the ship, everything is blue. Everything is blue.
And dark.
Yeah, dark and blue. And it's like, if you
Like,
look back at
they don't
all the
want you to
other
see their
Star Trek,
characters.
it's super bright colors all the time. Everybody's like,
Yeah.
outfits are bright colors. Everybody's like going to bright colored planets. The aliens have bright colors. Even the aliens on the ship, the Klingons even are like super muted and dark colored. The whole thing looks like a J.J. Abrams movie, just lens flares left and right, and just everything's dark, everything's like super like washed out. And I really think it's gonna be bad. I'm not looking forward to it.
Honestly, I'm gonna give it a few episodes because I don't want it to be so.
Yeah, I'm a huge Star Trek fan,
Going
and yeah, I'd like to have a new Star Trek and it to be good. But considering how much political shit there is already, I will bet money that in the first 5 episodes there's gonna be some kind of shit that's out of place related to some kind of political correct, like female male, like some kind of shit like that going on, some social justice warrior nonsense that's gonna be thrown in there that has no place in Star Trek. I mean, they already kind of hinted to that with the Vulcan dude saying, "Oh, you will never be able to speak Vulcan because your tongue is too human." It's like,
right.
there.
Some shit away.
It's like that. I get that this is in the past, but there have been like multiple characters throughout Star Trek who could speak every goddamn language. So
Now,
why would she have a problem?
Question, real quick. Now, with the whole thing with okay, where does this fit in the timeline? Is this like the first thing, like the first crew, like Enterprise?
Yeah,
or is
this is the problem. This is the problem, is they've completely fucked up the timeline where it doesn't make any sense. It's supposed to be before the original series when they go out and, you know, do their first exploration tour. And it's supposed to be during the time frame of the Klingon, when the Klingon Empire was at its height and they were an enemy. So the Federation, I guess, at this point would just be the Vulcans and the humans. So it's not really a federation yet. It's just kind of a loose alliance or whatever. And I don't know how that fits with Enterprise, because technically Enterprise was supposed to be the first real ship going out and doing shit. So,
well, let me say one thing, and let me say this: you know me, you know I'm not racist, far from it. But sorry about the noise. But if you were gonna send the first people out into space,
you gotta start over. I can't hear anything you're saying.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Now, if you were gonna send the first people out into space, who would you send? Like a whole bunch of white people, or a bunch of people that aren't gonna be missed if they don't come home?
Well, you know, Operation Human Shield, like in South Park.
All the black people just stand in front and take the bullets. We'll jump in eventually. Oh, hell no.
Right. But I mean, like, they're like, just looking, like, it feels like the people who wrote the script for this, whatever story we actually get, because I'm still not clear on what the story is supposed to be. I mean, Voyager was pretty clear from the start, which was, we went out to do shit and we got lost in the Delta Quadrant, and now, like, we can't get home. And so it was all about them getting home. You know, the Next Generation was very clear what their story was from the beginning, which was their job was to go out deep and search for all kinds of crazy shit, and to find new life forms, you know, boldly go where no one's gone before, all that shit.
Right. Every episode was something new.
Yeah. Fucking even Deep Space Nine, it was all about the space station that was supposed to be this hub for all alien life to get together, and we're supposed to, like, work out our differences and, you know, everything, and then there's this big war that's going on, or that, you know, happens near the end. So it's like every Star Trek has had a kind of clear purpose to what they were doing, and this one is just kind of like, we have women on a ship and they're fighting Klingons. Like, okay, why?
Nobody's white, and we don't have any real men.
Yeah, it's like, I don't get it at all. And just I can still hear background noise.
Sorry, dude.
So, and
I'm done.
I still just, I don't get why they couldn't have had at least one strong male character on the cast. Maybe they'll add somebody later, but I feel like it'll be too late. Because that was the same problem that Voyager had. The two strong male characters were almost never in the main storylines. And, I mean, Paris was really kind of like, he was kind of a strong guy, but he mostly just deferred to the other women on the cast. He didn't really try to like do his own thing. He didn't have any episodes where he was really like leading and like taking charge and doing his own thing and oh, I got this
And
idea
Kim was
and
just falling in love with everything he ever saw:
yeah.
holograms, aliens,
Right?
bacteria. He's forever in love with something.
and that's why I think Voyager was the least well, besides Enterprise, but I think Enterprise was just like Enterprise was killed by its fucking theme song, man. That shit was terrible. It's been
That
a
and the
long
love
road.
story.
Oh my god.
Right?
How do you start off
Since
a
when
show
did
with
we
some
ever
shit like
have
that?
words in the theme song?
Right? Oh, it was terrible. But yeah, I think I'm really just not I'm not looking forward to Star Trek at all. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna give it a chance. Are we still streaming? Okay, yeah, we're still streaming. Okay. I'm gonna give it a chance, but I'm not expecting anything. Like, especially the fact that they kind of made the Klingons, super brutal and warlike, and it seems like everything masculine in the show is going to be on the Klingon side, which means it's going to be evil and the enemy, and we're supposed to hate it. So,
Let
yeah.
me ask you something. Was it me, or did the Klingons kind of look like the black versions of those characters from Doctor who were the super army people who had the hole in the back with that was their weakness? Like they were like the
Never saw him.
super. Oh, you never saw them? I forgot what they were. They were like a warrior race,
Yeah, you gotta
and
remember,
everything was
I've only
behind.
seen like 3 episodes of Doctor Who.
Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind then. People out there who seen Doctor Who know.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'm definitely more excited about pretty much everything else but this that's coming out this year.
Well, don't forget, not like a comic kill. Apparently, you weren't excited about that either.
I'd rather watch the rest of Akame Kill really than see any more Star Trek right now, to be honest, because I don't see any value. I mean, just looking at the trailer, like there's nothing in the trailer that gets me excited.
And that's sad coming from a fan.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Trek. I like Voyager more than most people, and I don't hate
I
Janeway.
do too.
I don't think
No,
Janeway
I
was a
always
bad
liked
captain.
Janeway.
I mean, she had
She
some
never
good
backed down.
episodes. She wasn't great as a captain. Like, she's not in my top 3, but she's a decent captain.
Yeah, and she went through a whole bunch of shit.
Oh
Like, she went
yeah.
through hell.
Well, I mean, speaking of hell, like I think what is it, the Year of Hell, that episode, it's like 2-part episode in Voyager.
Where they spend a year just fighting every day. Oh,
Yeah.
that was a crazy
They had to like
episode.
augment the ship with Borg technology and shit just to survive. Like that was one of the best story arcs in Trek period. And it a lot of it like fell on Janeway being a good captain. So like I don't like it has nothing to do with, sexism, racism, any of that kind of shit. I mean, I'm black for one, but like as far as sexism goes, like I couldn't give a fuck who the captain is. But you gotta give the core audience of Star Trek, which is young males, something to look up to. And you don't always have to look up to another man, but it helps. Like I can't look up to her as a captain and be like, I wanna what, go ahead.
I say, especially if you want to get them out of the house and procreating.
Right. If you want men to actually be men, you got to give them something to look up to. And I'm not looking up to Captain, Fancy Pants over there sensing death in the corner. I'm not looking up to the Klingons who are just trying to murder each other left and right. If there's nobody else to murder. There's nothing I see, no character in that trailer that I relate to, that I'm interested in, and the plot seems to be non-existent. So, I guess that's all I can say about that. So I think we can close it out.
Yeah, I think we can.
All right.
Yeah.
That's you.
Oh shit.
You know the motherfucking guy.
Damn, I totally forgot. Thanks for listening to Critical Intent. Please like and share on Facebook / Jademinion Studios. Please hit that notification and share button on YouTube. Please continue listening. This is Critical Intent.
I'm Jademinion.
And I'm the Crack.
Get the fuck out of here!
In the sun. Discovery.